Hi, it's Shaun one more time. I've run away again from school. I'm in the American School of Bombay, which is in Mumbai. We're here for ASB Unplugged, which is a big tech conference. There's a small group of us here from school. And for me, it's the second time to come. I came 2 years ago. And it's been really interesting to return because they've undergone a similar R&D process to our school, and actually they've really redesigned their learning spaces completely. They've built a new elementary school, they've redone their middle school and high school, and the main thing I would say I see there's a big difference is like opening up the spaces. So there's lots of movable glass walls and spaces where you could close off if you needed to, but then they open up into a more common area, and it has a really lovely feeling. Still relatively quiet, though we did talk to some teachers to say that sometimes that's the thrust, is that there is some noise issues, but for the most part they really enjoy being able to collaborate a bit more so that two classes can work together. They have flexible math groupings, for instance, in elementary school, so they test at the beginning of each unit. They move kids to other teachability based groups if they need to. So we were told that there are cases where they have units where they don't move kids around because they can just stay in the one class. Another really interesting thing is with the redesign is they've moved. The teachers no longer have like a desk in their classroom. They have what they call like a collaboration office. So all the third grade teachers, for instance, have an office where they go, and that's where they do their planning and marking and everything, so that they can be together and collaborate together more closely. And the teacher we spoke to seemed very positive about that. They like that. Further to that, it's a PYP school, so there was lots of examples of like integrated projects between specialists and classrooms. Some interesting examples of problem-based learning, and it really, like I said, it just had a good feel. People seemed very comfortable and relaxed here. An interesting thing from a tech perspective is that the kids are given a Google account or a Gmail account from first grade, and they use that to access Google Docs and to do some collaborative writing. So for instance, in first grade, the kids in pairs create their own Google presentations together, which is pretty cool. Further to that, one of the other things that I found interesting was they also, similar to another school we looked at recently, have a decentralized library. So they have like a collection of books on each level for the classes in that grade level, and the kids just come into that area, they check out their own books. There's a machine there they can do that with, and they just it's a lot more fluid and sort of more actively involved in the classroom itself. There was some really strong displays of their R&D process. So they had these little house sort of structures that they're using to communicate out what they're doing with R&D, where they're going and what they're thinking about, which was interesting to read and see how that's similar and different to our process at school. Finally, the last one is really about defining school culture, and the superintendent, Craig Johnson, introduced the conference. And right at the end, one of the things he said, he talked about the orientation he gives to parents when they come to the school. And long and short, what he said was, we have everyone in the room. I come up and say, thank you very much for coming to ASB. We really appreciate you having you here. We know that your kids are going to have a wonderful experience. And just by the way, please don't try and change us. Because they have a really strong school culture, and they identify that this is what they want to be and where they're going. And so that was a really sort of great thing to reflect on and think about for me. Either way, the conference is great. I'm learning some cool things about math from Gary Stager at the moment, and hopefully I'll probably share another video before the end of the weekend. Hope everything's well in Singapore. We'll see you when we return.